Well, thanks, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to follow up, Premier Kenny, on something that Mr. Bradley just talked about. He talked about this commitment by President Biden and Prime Minister Trudeau with their, what I view as extremely aggressive goals for electric grids in North America, because by the year 2035, and now we're in 2022, you're talking 13 years from now, the two leaders want to eliminate all natural gas and all coal as sources of electricity. In the United States, 61% of our electricity comes from natural gas and coal. So, Premier Kenny, are you concerned that such aggressive goals are going to create reliability problems at the border and for people in your
Yes, frankly, yes, Senator. We agree about the urgency of reducing emissions, and that's why, in fact, Alberta will have completely shifted away from thermal coal, which was 5 years ago our major source of electricity generation. So there are huge investments in coal to gas conversions, but we don't have hydro in Alberta. We don't have nuclear, and obviously it takes a long time horizon to develop nuclear. So if they want to, if the federal government requires us to move away from natural gas without a reliable baseload alternative, we won't have a reliable electricity grid, which would obviously be devastating to our economy. So we want to have ambitious emissions reduction goals, but they have to be realistic. And natural gas is going to be part of our future. I agree completely with Minister Wilkinson. Alberta is going to be a key global hub, for example, in producing low-emitting hydrogen products, but that requires natural gas feedstock.
So on the first day of office, President Biden killed the Keystone XL pipeline linking Canada to the United States. In May, he then lifted sanctions that allowed Nord Stream 2, linking Russia to Germany. I've been outspoken on my opposition to that. Nord Stream 2 ended up getting built. Keystone was not. Did the president oppose the wrong pipeline?
I would argue yes, Senator.
And then, we talked about a little earlier, though, this joint partnership between President Biden and Prime Minister Trudeau when they came out with their roadmap last year. And together they stated, it is a shared interest of the United States and Canada to revitalize and expand our historic alliance and steadfast friendship. They also pledged to recognize the important economic and energy security benefits of the bilateral energy relationship and its highly integrated infrastructure. I believe that since President Biden took office, he has not been a good energy partner or a good partner to Canada. What's your assessment of that, and how can we improve this partnership?
Well, I've mentioned some ideas. For starters, first, do no harm. And I do not understand why the administration of the United States, which is pleading with OPEC to ship more, is taking a neutral position about an effort to shut down the shipment of over 500,000 barrels a day of light sweet Canadian energy to the upper Midwest through Governor Whitmer's effort to decommission Line 5. Now, we appreciate that Government of Canada and the Government of the United States are currently in negotiations about resolving this as a treaty dispute, but I don't think there should have to be negotiations. I think the Government of the United States should make it clear that it is contrary to the national interests of this country to shut down that project for starters. I think a strategic decision to treat Canadian energy as though it were American energy and really enter into a true alliance would send a hugely important signal to our companies, our upstream companies and our midstream companies, that there will be a future market here, that you're not hostile to Canadian energy. As I said, look, if we were serious about this, we could achieve within 5 years a complete elimination of North American imports of OPEC energy. That would be demonstrably good for the world environment and global peace and security.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.